in that Test match at Edgbaston next week. Rahul was opening through the series last year. He is not with the India team that has come to England due to a groin strain that he sustained.
So the key India openers in the game, and he plays forward to that one, guides it down to Sam Edel. Down the slope he comes and bowls outside off stump, moves further away, leave, and
blocked off the outer part of the bat, and they'll come through for a single as it squirts past backward point. In fact, two. Penultimate ball of the over. Again, just defended off the outer part of the bat, and again steered past backward point. Fine of him. And the second over of this tour match, a little bit of a leading edge there from Leicestershire. It was full. He tried to work it through.
Burst before delivering outside off stump, driven calmly away beautifully by Shubman Gill out to the cover boundary. That was quite a long way from his body, but he trusts and bowls again and again, slightly outside. Evans.
As Davis is in, this is tucked off the hip, and that'll be his second boundary. No one at square leg, and that races away to the fence where it's picked up by a member. Davis is in to Shubman Gill, who blocks back to the bowl. There is no run. Gill on 9. Rohit.
In goes Bumrah and bowls full on off stump, calmly driven away out to extra cover for 4. No chance for Pujara, though he did dive away to his right. It was more of a gesture really than a meet.
Faces up to Davis. He pushes at this one a little bit quite recently, as this is flicked gloriously by Shubman Gill through mid-wicket. It was a full half volley from Davis on middle and leg stump, but it was clipped gorgeously away, and by the time the
Bumrah and bowls, thick outside edge, and he's going to pick up 4. I think it's going to go down the slope all the way. It went low. He played it with soft hands, so it wasn't in, and bowls and driven most pleasantly by Gill. Back past him, he stuck out a left foot, but it was no more than a gesture. Again, didn't try and overhit it. No great follow through, but
a weight from Shubman Gill, and they might be in business here. The keeper is in fact Rishabh Pant. It's a good delivery from Davis. Gill just not quite sure whether to cut or leave or defend. Phenomenal first class record for Andhra and Hyderabad. He's going to fess up Ashwin after all. This is turned nicely by Vihari off the hip. They'll come through for 1. It'll just pavilion end. That was a beautiful shot from Rohit Sharma. Not quite as well timed as he might have liked, but off the back foot, a cut shot. It will be just a...
Down the slope he comes and bowls to Rohit.
For this tour game, that one's risen past the outside edge. Rishabh Pant slamming it down with a bit more authority. This one is comfortably left by. That was not a tie delivery, but it's met very authoritatively off the back foot by Rohit Sharma. He didn't quite time the one that went through point. That one goes through cover for 4. Rohit Sharma's most authoritative shot for the Blazers. Davis will look to try and remedy what he did.
As Krishna is in, bowl short, pulled in the air. Oh, almost got a hand to it there. I think Walker may even have got a hand to it. It was just pulled away off the back foot, and Rohit didn't manage to keep it down, and Walker
wants to score.
Krishna is in, bowls to him straighter this time. He's more comfortable. All sorts of food and drink available at the ground.
Short and pulled off the top edge. Is that going to land in the hands of mid-wicket? It is. Abhidin Sakande had to go back towards the mid-wicket boundary, but made up the ground comfortably. Virat Kohli, as has been much documented, the formats.
Krishna is in, bowls to him, thick inside edge as that one drifts towards Milton leg. He defends it. Oh, and Walker lets it go through his legs. Somehow it moves Krishna and bowls. Again, slightly short of a length. Kohli stays on the back delivery on off stump, back down.
Right length on this wicket. That is full, that is driven, and that is out. Hanuma Vihari not getting a full stride into that drive.
In the crease again, wasn't he, Vihari? And he bowls to Iyer, who drives and misses. And is it taken? It is out. He's gone. He has got the edge. And Krishna has a deserved wicket. It was a very faint edge. Might even, given that Pant looked to take it to him. He leaves outside off stump. Pant has to dive miles and can't get there on this occasion. First and second slip scoreboard here. In goes Krishna, bowls down the leg side. Flicked on its way. No. Looked. He did flick at it, Kohli, but again.
Ravindra Jadeja now who pushes at this, and it squirts off the outer part of the bat well wide of third slip, and that's the first boundary for Ravindra Jadeja, the first boundary for some time, but not in full control of the innings. Is clipped in the air, but well into the gap between mid-wicket and mid-on. I'm not sure if that's going to run away to the fence. A chase from just...
And bowls to Kohli, who's driving pleasantly. Thick outside part of the bat, along the ground all the way behind point, down to wide third man for 4, but... I would...
Profitable with Sakande as Walker's in, and that's beautifully driven down the ground by Ravindra Jadeja. The most authoritative shot for a good hour of this tour game, punched firmly down the ground, offside of the stumps at the non-strikers. Covers as Walker's in, strikes Jadeja on the pad, and it's given. And it's kept low from back of a length. It's come in. I think that little bit of movement in meant that that ball pitched in line and was hitting. Say if you are, but a very decent player has Davis is in. That's nicely played by Kohli, getting forward to it, and it's half fielded by Evans at backward point. He's been free.
He is in, bowls to Kohli down the leg side. Again, it takes off a little bit, but nicely taken by Pant. Sakande is in and bowling again full, this time straighter, and it's clipped by Kohli, but only as far
of the first session tour game. That beautifully driven by Kerr, a little bit over pitch by Will, and it's driven with a breaker through 4. That will take up to makes any sense at all. As this one's played off the inside part of the bat by Virat Kohli, just skidded onto him.
And still, in goes Bumrah, bowls very wide outside off stump. The unfortunate Bates flings himself across to his right. Would have in goes Bumrah and bowls bounce and movement and goes past the outside.
Through today, the figures are...
And he goes Bumrah and bowls outside off stump. Does come back in from quite a long way. Interesting over from Bumrah. As I say, I think he's
the pick of the bowlers thus far. That's driven beautifully. That's a little bit too full from Sakande Kohli into the drive, and the Indian crowd comes to life as Virat Kohli pings away a trademark extra cover drive for 4. A little green. This is a bouncer, the first bouncer we've seen. It's a bit wild and woolly though from Sakande way down the leg side. Bates behind the stumps had no chance. Is in to Virat Kohli. Good delivery, tight to the stumps. I wouldn't be necessarily opposed.
Bumrah is in, bowls outside off stump. Again, it comes back in, and Bates diving to his left, can't take it clean. It comes off the tips of his gloves and bounces.
Sakande is in. Kohli has a drive, doesn't really move his feet to it. Sakande and the slips and the keeper are convinced that Kohli got an edge on that. The umpire is unmoved and is walking. That's fallen on the toes and clipped nicely by Kohli through square leg. There's a chase for the fielder at mid-wicket. The over. Bharat thinks about driving that, then thinks about... alarm for Virat Kohli.
In goes Krishna and bowls, and it's pulled. Short delivery, and it's all the time in the world for Kohli to swivel and pull it. And the umpires are summoning the covers on. Well, we were warned there might be a slight shower about too. I can sort of see it in the air now a little bit. It will be just a slight shower, I can assure you of that. Krishna is in down the leg side, flicks the pad, I suspect. No, he did get something on it, Bharat, as he looked to turn it down the leg side, and did turn it down the leg side. Success.
Get away. That's a big waft from Virat Kohli, aiming a drive down the ground, and eventually it's given. I think that... Not entirely sure. I have to say, it was slightly blocked off by the batter from this end.
In goes Krishna, bowls short and wide outside off stump. A rare bad ball from the young man, and it is chopped away through the offside. He had to, whoever it is. In goes Krishna and bowls very straight, driven classically straight back past him through his legs by KS Bharat down to the long.
He's
bowled him.
That's pretty comprehensive. He's tried to leave that on length. I think he might just have not got the bat out, but he misjudged the length. It was a little fuller than he thought it was.
In goes down the leg side. That one from Krishna. And it is going to be Byes, much debate.
Faces up to Walker, does give him the big drive and thumps it back over his head. That has gone one bounce for into those green seats of the over. Getting some advice from the crowd, size this towards that short.
His next few overs might be rather fun. And bowls, tosses it up, his slog swept over mid-wicket for 6. Bowley is in, Barrett's going to reverse sweep him for 4 more, and does. Quickly changes, slightly nervous I suspect. Bowley almost yorks Yadav with a good delivery, quickish. Busher, in he goes and bowls on towards middle and leg, and Barrett plays it nicely through mid-wicket, and he's not going to chase that one down. A lovely piece of timing. Down the slope it goes towards the members' seats.
Barrett, who flays this through cover point. That kind of came off the toe end of the bat, judging by how it sounded, but it's a short boundary, and he gave it a thump, and it's gone away quick.
Davis is in, looking for the Yorker, over, does it outside off stump. It's driven away, and Griffith sprawling to his left. In fact, Davis is in, huge mo, should be caught at deep mid-wicket, is caught at deep mid-wicket. Yadav has been trying to get hold of those and got it a little bit off the inside edge.
Start again.
Exactly. Davis is, he swung over and listen into the crowd, Jane to Shami, who is turning it, or blocking it off the outside edge down towards third man 4-4, guiding it, shall we say. Let us say guiding it.
Oh wait, as Barrett pulls this really nicely. It was one of those where the sound off the bat was actually almost slightly delayed, so you weren't quite sure what had happened. Krishna, this is outside off stump, and that is a shot from Mohammed Shami that belonged to an entirely better batter. Just bent the back knee, Bowley, and flicks this with a little lift of the back leg, flamingo-like. Clips this up to